Here's the fourth and final video. You've made it through all three. And now I'm going to show you how do you multiply polynomials. So notice we've been applying some old properties that we learned in the beginning of chapter 7 to help us do this. We learned how to distribute, use the double distributive method, or we've learned how to use the box method. And so now I'll discuss how to use both those methods again. I'll do one example using the distributive method, and then I'll do another example using the box method. I want to remind you to pause the video, write down the example, and then follow along with me. And then make sure at the very end you pause and you got all the information from the video. So here we are going to distribute x minus 5 to everything on the inside. So it's going to be x to all three terms that we're going to need to multiply. Then we'll need to multiply the negative 5 to all three terms. And you'll hear people reference this method as foiling, but really we're just distributing a few times. So let's go and do the black. Let's do the x first. So I get x to the third plus 4x squared minus 6x. So once again, I did x times x to the square to get x to the third, x to the 4x to get 4x squared, and x to negative 6 to get negative 6x. And then I will distribute negative 5. So I get negative 5x squared, then negative 20x, and positive 30. Once again, it was negative 5 to the x to get negative 5x squared, negative 5 to the 4x to get negative 20x, and negative 5 multiplied by negative 6 to get positive 30. And now look to see which like terms you see, and I'll use blue to help us. X to the third has no like terms, so I'm just going to rewrite that. 4x squared is going to need to be combined with negative 5x squared, so we're going to get negative x squared. Those are gone. I have negative 6x minus 20x, so that will give us negative 26x. Now those are gone. And then here's my constant plus 30, last one. Notice this is a polynomial, 4 more terms. It is in standard form from highest to lowest degree. And it's also our final answer after we had multiplied two polynomials together. Okay, as you can see, I already completed this example, but I did this early because I wanted to just discuss what I did. So go ahead and pause the video, write down the information from the slide, and then play it when you're ready to follow along with me as I demonstrate to you all the work I did. Okay, I'll assume that you paused the video, so I'm going to go ahead and use my little laser pointer to help demonstrate what the work I did to complete this problem. So here we had a binomial multiplied by a polynomial. I had to create a box, so I made it a 2 for the 2 terms here by a 3 for the 3 terms here. Then I placed the first term 2x and then the second term negative 5 from the first binomial. Then I placed the second polynomial with the negative 4x squared, negative 10x, and the positive 3. And then I multiplied to get my terms inside the box. So negative 4x squared multiplied by 2x was negative 16x to the third, and I just realized that is so incorrect. Let's go ahead and make that correction. Ooh, I don't think I can. So I'm going to cross it out. That should be negative 8. Remember, 4 times 2 is negative 8. Try to think of why I wrote negative 16. Interesting. So then this is going to turn to a negative 8. There we go. So we get negative 8 x to the third power. I know that's correct. Then negative 10x times 2 was negative 20x squared. 3 times 6 or 2x was 6x. Negative 4x squared by negative 5 is positive 20x squared. Negative 10x by negative 5 was positive 50x. And negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. I'm glad that I'm going over this. It's like a double check for me. This is what you would also want to do when you do a problem. Double check it. And now I just take all my terms from the inside and rewrite them down below, but I also need to combine. Remember, diagonal boxes you can combine. So 20x squared minus 20x squared is 0. Notice how I crossed them out to demonstrate that they cancel. And then 50x plus 6x gave us 56x. And now I rewrite from highest to lowest term. So the first one is negative 8x to the third, which was here. 56x would go here. And if I had an x squared, that would have went there too, but they canceled out. And then the last term, which is the constant, negative 15, goes here. Okay, bring some questions to class. We'll practice this concept over the week. Then we'll review towards the end of the week and have your Chapter 7 test. So since this is the last set of notes for Chapter 7, I want to remind you to review your notes. Make sure you have at least 3 questions and 3 sentence summaries for each page of notes. They will be submitted this Friday. And your code word for this section is fireworks. I explained to most of you that fireworks use polynomials. And if you come to class and tell me the code word fireworks, I will give you 5 points extra credit. But you got to be the first one. And this is going to be due on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Give me the word fireworks and you'll receive extra credit.